Hello guys, I am back with another episode here on African Confessions. Let me share with you guys a message that I received. Then one of our admins had to give us this translation. The message reads like this. The guy that I am telling you about, my brother, I met him whilst I was still working at this certain restaurant. From the moment that I set my eyes on that guy, I don't know what happened to me. Something strange just happened in my body. I just felt that there was this strange feeling of lust that had filled me up. All that I wanted to do, the more that I looked at this guy, I just wanted to get into bed with this man. And when I looked at him, I saw that he was so handsome and he was very talkative. So I kept on being attracted to him. I walked over to his table where he was sitting. Then I collected the order from him. He greeted me. He was such a sweet guy. I returned back with the food that he had ordered. After he had finished eating, he then called me so that I can clear up the table. That is when me and him started to have a conversation. Since that day in that restaurant, we were not that busy. We had such a wonderful conversation. We spoke and we spoke. He asked me, "Where do you stay?" So I told him where I was staying at that time. When I told him the location where I was staying at that time, he seemed not to know the location where I was staying. So I asked him, "Where do you stay?" Because it is very rare that you are staying in this town, yet you don't know the location that I am telling you about. He then told me that I am from Capetown, but I am here in this province just for a business trip. He went on to tell me that since he was in town just for business and nothing else, he was staying at this certain lodge. On that day, I had gone to work whilst I was wearing this beautiful t-shirt of mine with a BMW label on it. He then said that he loved BMW products with all of his heart. He took out his phone from his pocket and he opened his gallery. He started to show me a lot of his clothes, and most of them, they were just labeled BMW. Most of his cars were just BMW modeled cars, and the car that he had on that day, it was also a BMW. The more that I spoke with this guy, the more that he looked into my eyes, and the more that I looked at him, I felt that finally I had found the love of my life. There was something deep inside my heart that was telling me that this is the guy that you have been looking for all your life. But yet, my brother, there was confusion in my heart because already I am a married woman and I have two beautiful children. But at that time, that didn't even matter to me. My husband meant nothing to me. My two kids meant nothing to me. All that I wanted was this beautiful, handsome man. I wanted this man to myself. By the time that he asked for my number, I said in my heart, "Handsome man, why did you take so long to ask for my number?" So I gave him my number thinking that maybe he will change his mind. After I had knocked off from work, I was surprised to see that he was parked outside the restaurant, and he said to me that I was waiting for you and I was thinking that I should take you home. My brother Nashi, I don't know where I got the guts and the confidence from, because I said to him, "It is okay. Go with me to my place. I want to show you where I stay." Yet I knew that back at home, my husband and my kids will be waiting for me. But this man, this stranger that I had met in the restaurant, he drove me back to my house and I sat with him in his car for a few minutes. At that time, my brother, I don't even know what had gotten over my body, because I didn't even care whether my husband saw me, whether my kids saw me or not. After that, me and this guy, we started to date. He would ask me a lot of questions. He would ask me about my life, my past life, my husband, my kids. He would ask me, how old are your kids? So I told him the age of my kids. Then he started to have this particular liking for my daughter, who was 5 years old at that time. I was just a woman in love, and I didn't even care to take notice that this guy, the way that he had gotten so interested into my daughter, he wanted to use my daughter for his money making rituals. So many days this guy would call me and he would tell me, come with your daughter into town, I want to take you guys out. So I would lie to my husband, then I'll go to town with my daughter. Me and this man, we will go out, have fun. This guy had told me that I just love you the way that you are. I love you even though you are married. I love your children as if they are my own children, especially your daughter. About my daughter, this man would say that I feel like your daughter is my own daughter. I just love that small girl. So each and every time when he will show me the way that he loved me, I would say to myself, this guy is so sweet. I started to compare this guy with my own husband. Back at home, my husband is quite a harsh man. If I try to be sweet with him, he will just be harsh towards me. But this guy, he was the total opposite. He was a romantic guy. He was a sweet man. So I fell in love with him each and every day. Then there was this other day, this guy told me that my days have arrived for me to go back to Cape Town, but I want you to come over to the lodge that I am staying. I want to spend a night with you. When this man told me that he wanted to spend a night with me, I was so excited because my heart had been boiling. All that I wanted was to love this man. All that I wanted was to be with him, to show him the way that I felt for him. So I agreed without even taking into account that this guy was just a total stranger to me. When I had agreed, he said to me, can you please give me the picture of my beautiful baby girl? By baby girl, he meant my 5-year-old daughter. I quickly went to my gallery, then I selected my daughter's photos, then I sent this guy. I just had fallen in love for this guy. I was not even reasoning like a normal human being. It was like I was under a spell. After work, I told my husband a lie. I lied to my husband. I said to him, I have been told that at church there is an all-night prayer and it is Friday, and you know that I am supposed to go to church. My husband agreed without even asking me. So I lied to him that I'll be going to church, yet I went to the lodge and I spent a night there with that man of my dreams. Early in the morning, that guy, he pulled out large sums of money and he said to me, take this money. But at first I said, look, this money, no one has ever given me this kind of money. What do you want me to do with all of this money? But he said to me, take it. It is fine. I want you to start a business or something. But the first thing that I want you to do is that when you have arrived at home, before you use this money, please take this money and give it to your baby girl. I want her to buy something to please her. Please promise me that you are not going to use this money before you give this to your daughter. So I said it is okay. I was so happy with the way that he was caring for me and for my children. So I said to him, let us go back to bed because I want to give you something in return. Throughout the night, me and this guy, we had been having sexual intercourse using condoms. But in the morning, I said to him, I want to give you all of me. Last night, we didn't have any sex. Now I want you and me to do it raw. So we did it without using any protection, and it was so sweet. I took the money, then I left. I returned back home. When I arrived at home, my daughter happily greeted me. Then I took that money which that man had told me to give my daughter when I had arrived back home. My daughter was so happy. She ran out of the house. Then she went and she bought some lace and a juice. My husband asked me, "Where have you gotten all of this money early in the morning? How come you are giving our child such a huge amount of money?" Then I showed him the rest of the money. He was shocked because it was a lot. I lied to my husband that when I had walked into the toilet, I had found this bag full of money and I had taken that money. My husband at first was concerned. He said, "Maybe this money, it might be ritual money. You should have left it in that toilet." But anyways, he said, "Maybe it is God. Maybe it is God that has decided to bless us. He wants us to cross over and He wants us to be rich." After a few days, my daughter just fell sick and then she died. But the day that she died, I had received a message from this man. It was a shocking message, so I hid this message from my husband, and I have been keeping this secret ever since the day that my daughter died. The message read like this. That man had texted me saying, "Thanks, my love. I am the one who is your baby girl now. Don't think about doing anything. Just know that your little girl, it is fine. Don't think how is it possible that now I have your little baby girl. Just know that now your daughter is in good hands and I am taking good care of her. May her soul rest in peace." Oh, my brother, when I read that message, I wanted to fall down in shock, but I had to pretend to my husband that everything was okay because I couldn't risk starting to explain to my husband that I had been cheating on him and everything that I had done with that man had led to the death of my daughter. After we had buried our daughter, I then started a business with my husband. But now the problem that I am facing is that this secret that I have been keeping in my heart, it is eating me up each and every day. Sometimes I don't even sleep. Most of the times I sleep at 9 p.m. but I'll be just pretending to my husband that I am asleep. I'll be just thinking, where is my daughter? What did that man do with my daughter? Is my daughter still alive? Sometimes it can be 12:30 a.m. I'll be still awake. This secret that I have been keeping for many years is eating me up alive, my brother, and I don't even know where to start. Even if I want to confess, where do I start? Because it has been so many years. The business that we have, my husband doesn't even know that the reason why we were able to start this business, it was because my daughter was sacrificed in a ritual. Now what happens is that sometimes when I am in my shop, I can see my daughter. She'll be standing at the door of my shop. In her hands, she'll be holding a packet of lace and her juice in the other hand. Then she'll just look at me and she will say to me, "Mother, why? Mother, why?" Then she'll just disappear. My brother, I don't even know what had gotten over me the day that I saw that handsome man in that restaurant, because from the moment that I set my eyes on that man, I just felt that I wanted, my whole body wanted to be with him. But now he is gone. My daughter also is gone. This secret each and every day is so heavy on my heart. So I just thought that if I write this secret to you as anonymous, maybe I will feel a little bit better. but in my heart I feel so saddened when I think about my daughter, when I think that the reason why my daughter had to die was because of me. Dear listeners, right there was a message that I received from Anonymous. Strange things do happen in this world. Please take care. Let us meet again in the following episodes.